What if I told you that the car buying experience as we know it is about to be turned upside down? Ford and Toyota, two of the biggest names in the industry, have made a move so bold that it could spell the end of car dealerships as we know them. For more than 100 years, dealerships have been the essential middlemen between automakers and customers. Whether you loved or hated the experience of walking into a dealership, negotiating prices, and dealing with pushy salespeople, it was an unavoidable part of buying a car. But now, Ford and Toyota are cutting out the middleman and moving to a direct-to-consumer model. This means no more dealer markups, no more haggling, and no more hidden fees. Buyers will now have complete control over their purchase, ordering their cars online just as easily as they would a laptop or smartphone. But this move isn't just about making life easier for consumers, it's about power, control, and the future of the auto industry. By selling directly to buyers, automakers can eliminate dealership costs, control their branding, and gain access to valuable customer data like never before. This is a historic turning point that could reshape not only how we buy cars, but also the entire landscape of the automotive industry. But what led to this dramatic shift? And more importantly, what happens next? The shift toward direct sales did not happen overnight. Over the past decade, consumers have increasingly turned to digital platforms to make major purchases. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated this trend, pushing car buyers online in record numbers. While most automakers relied on dealers to facilitate sales, Tesla disrupted the industry by demonstrating that customers were willing to skip dealerships entirely in favor of an online, hassle-free buying experience. Ford and Toyota have been closely watching Tesla's success. The ability to control pricing, optimize inventory, and streamline the customer experience is an enticing proposition for any automaker. By following Tesla's model, these two legacy brands are positioning themselves for the future, ensuring that they stay ahead of changing market trends and consumer demands. But this transition comes with significant challenges. What will happen to dealerships? Will car prices actually go down, or will automakers use their newfound control to increase profit margins? How will this affect local economies where dealerships have historically played a major role? These are just some of the pressing questions that Ford and Toyota must navigate as they implement this radical transformation. One thing is certain, the old way of buying a car is on its way out. Whether this new approach benefits consumers or simply shifts power to the automakers remains to be seen. But make no mistake, this is a revolution in car sales, and we're witnessing history in the making. The changing consumer mindset. The way people buy cars has been changing for years, and automakers have finally caught on. Let's face it, buying a car from a dealership has never been an enjoyable experience for most people. Surveys consistently show that customers rank car dealerships among the least trusted businesses. The high-pressure sales tactics, confusing financing terms, and endless fees have made dealerships more of a necessary evil than a desirable place to shop. But the biggest shift? Consumers now prefer convenience over tradition. With the rise of online shopping, buyers have gotten used to ordering everything, from groceries to electronics, without ever stepping foot in a store. Tesla was the first automaker to capitalize on this trend, proving that customers were willing to buy cars online without ever visiting a dealership. Now, Ford and Toyota are following suit, betting that the future of car sales is digital first and dealership free. The numbers back this up. Studies show that 75% of car buyers would prefer to complete their purchase entirely online. Over 80% of consumers say they would rather see fixed pricing than negotiate with a salesperson. The younger generation, particularly millennials and Gen Z, prioritize speed, transparency, and ease of use over traditional car buying experiences. Ford and Toyota are making this move not just to stay relevant, but to stay ahead. If they didn't act now, companies like Tesla and even newer players like Rivian and Lucid could dominate the market by offering a smoother, more modern purchasing experience. But there's more at play here than just shifting consumer habits. This isn't just about making things easier for customers. This is about Ford and Toyota taking back control over the industry. By ditching dealerships, these companies are making a power move that could completely change the balance of power in the automotive world. Dealerships have long dictated the final price of a vehicle, often adding thousands of dollars in markups, hidden fees, and required add-ons. By eliminating dealerships, Ford and Toyota can now set fixed pricing, ensuring greater transparency for consumers while protecting their brand image. Customers will no longer feel like they're being taken advantage of or pressured into making a decision they're not comfortable with. But is this really a win for consumers, or are automakers simply shifting the power to themselves? Consider this. While direct sales may eliminate dealer markups, automakers will now have complete control over pricing. There will be no more competition between dealers to offer the best price, meaning customers will have fewer opportunities to negotiate or find a better deal. This could actually drive prices up rather than down. And then there's the question of customer service. Dealerships provide face-to-face interactions, test drives, and on-the-spot service. Without them, will automakers be able to deliver the same level of support? If something goes wrong with an order, will buyers be left dealing with automated customer service lines instead of a local dealer they can visit in person? The transition to direct sales is undoubtedly a major win for automakers, but the impact on consumers is still unclear. Will this truly make car buying easier and more affordable, or will it create a new set of challenges that make the process even more frustrating? As Ford and Toyota implement this new strategy, all eyes will be on them to see whether this bold move benefits consumers or just the company's bottom lines. One thing is for sure, the car buying landscape will never be the same again. The hidden costs of dealerships. For decades, car dealerships have been the backbone of the automotive industry. Every major car manufacturer relied on them to handle sales, financing, and service. But behind the polished showrooms and flashing neon signs lies an outdated system filled with inefficiencies and hidden costs that ultimately fall on consumers. Ford and Toyota aren't just cutting out dealerships for convenience. They're making this move because the dealership model has become too expensive and too inefficient to sustain in a modern economy. The numbers tell a staggering story. Automakers spend an average of $1,500 to $2,000 per vehicle on dealer-related costs, including inventory storage, advertising, and dealer markups. Dealerships inflate car prices through hidden fees and markups, often costing buyers thousands more than necessary. The traditional system creates inefficiencies in inventory management, with thousands of unsold cars sitting on lots for months, forcing dealerships to offer discounts or promotional sales that eat into manufacturers' margins. By moving to a direct-to-consumer model, Ford and Toyota eliminate these inefficiencies. Instead of producing cars in bulk and shipping them to dealer lots to sit, automakers can now manufacture vehicles based on actual demand. A strategy that reduces excess production, cuts storage costs, and ensures customers get the exact car they want. But there's an even bigger reason why these companies are making this shift: control. For years, automakers have struggled with the fact that dealerships control the final buying experience. From pricing to promotions, dealerships hold enormous power over how vehicles are sold. This often results in inconsistent branding, pricing disparities, and customer frustration. By taking sales into their own hands, Ford and Toyota can standardize pricing, promotions, and even the service experience. This shift gives them more power over their brand and more profits. But while it sounds like a win for automakers, what does this mean for customers? Are direct sales really better for the average car buyer, or is this just a new way for automakers to maximize their control and profits at the expense of consumers? Let's break it down further. Dealerships have always operated on a commission-based model, meaning their goal is to sell as many cars as possible while maximizing their profit margins. This is why many customers experience high-pressure sales tactics, additional fees, and upselling of extended warranties or add-ons they may not need. By eliminating dealerships, Ford and Toyota remove this middleman profit layer, making car pricing more transparent. Another major issue is service and warranty management. Under the dealership model, service departments often operate independently, leading to inconsistent service quality, pricing, and warranty handling. A direct-to-consumer model allows automakers to streamline service networks, ensuring a standardized experience for customers with centralized scheduling, fixed repair costs and manufacturer-backed warranties without third-party interference. However, not everyone sees this shift as a positive. Thousands of dealerships across the country employ tens of thousands of workers. Salespeople, service technicians, and administrative staff could be affected if dealerships begin to close in mass numbers. This shift could reshape entire local economies, particularly in small towns where dealerships are major employers. If Ford and Toyota push forward with this strategy, dealerships will need to reinvent themselves or risk becoming obsolete. Some may shift their focus to becoming service hubs rather than sales centers, offering maintenance and repair services exclusively. Others may partner with automakers in new hybrid models, where cars are purchased online but picked up at or serviced by traditional dealership locations. One thing is certain, the dealership model as we know it is on borrowed time. The data-driven revolution. There's another side to this transformation that few people are talking about. This shift isn't just about cutting costs, it's about owning customer data. In today's world, data is just as valuable as the cars themselves. When you buy a car from a dealership, automakers lose direct access to much of the customer information. The dealership collects your preferences, financing choices, and service history, but that data is rarely shared back with the manufacturers. By moving to direct sales, Ford and Toyota are now positioning themselves to own and control the entire customer relationship, giving them access to a goldmine of data that was previously out of reach. Imagine the possibilities. Ford and Toyota will now know exactly what features customers prioritize, allowing them to adjust future vehicle designs based on real-time consumer behavior. Automakers can track purchase patterns, enabling them to offer personalized promotions and targeted financing options. Post-purchase data could help brands understand how drivers use their vehicles, optimizing software updates, recommending maintenance, and even predicting future buying trends. Tesla has already mastered this game, collecting vast amounts of data from its customers to refine its vehicles, software, and services. Ford and Toyota don't just want to catch up, they want to surpass Tesla in the race for digital dominance. But with this increased control over data comes a major question: privacy. As automakers collect more data, consumers may begin to wonder, how will this data be used? Will automakers start pushing aggressive upsells and subscription models for vehicle features? Can customers trust companies to handle their personal data responsibly? In a world where subscriptions are creeping into everything from streaming services to software features in cars, could Ford and Toyota monetize vehicle features through digital services? BMW recently tested this with their heated seat subscription, and if this trend continues, we could see automakers offering pay-to-unlock features that were once included for free. The move to direct sales isn't just about cutting out dealerships, it's about revolutionizing how cars are sold, marketed, and monetized. This data-driven future promises a more personalized and streamlined experience for buyers, but it also raises concerns about how much control automakers will have over pricing, features, and even driving habits. So while Ford and Toyota are selling this shift as a win for consumers, the reality may be more complex. Are buyers really gaining control, or are they simply trading one system of control for another, this time with automakers pulling all the strings? As these companies roll out their direct-to-consumer models, these questions will become more pressing. But one thing is certain, the auto industry will never be the same again. Dealerships fight back. The announcement that Ford and Toyota are moving to a direct-to-consumer model didn't just shake up the auto industry, it sparked an all-out war with dealerships. The decision to cut out traditional dealerships is not only a business shift, but a direct threat to thousands of family-owned businesses across the country. Now dealerships are gearing up for a fight, and they're not backing down without a battle. For many dealerships, this isn't just about losing a revenue stream, it's about survival. Car dealerships have been protected by state franchise laws for decades, ensuring that automakers couldn't sell directly to customers without going through an independent dealer. These laws were originally put in place to protect small business owners and prevent manufacturers from monopolizing the entire sales process. But now, with Ford and Toyota aggressively moving toward direct sales, dealership owners feel betrayed and blindsided. Dealership associations are already lobbying state governments to block this shift. They argue that removing dealerships from the equation will lead to higher prices, job losses, and worse customer service. Their main points of resistance include economic impact. Car dealerships employ over 2 million people in the United States alone. If manufacturers eliminate them, thousands of jobs, salespeople, finance managers, service technicians could disappear overnight. Pricing control concerns. Without dealerships, Ford and Toyota will have total control over car prices, meaning consumers may no longer have the ability to negotiate for a better deal. Service and maintenance challenges. Many dealerships act as service centers, providing maintenance and repair services. If they close, will Ford and Toyota be able to build a reliable service network quickly enough to replace them? In states where franchise laws still hold weight, dealerships are filing lawsuits and urging lawmakers to intervene. Some states may attempt to ban direct sales altogether, forcing Ford and Toyota to rethink their strategy. Meanwhile, others could compromise by allowing hybrid models where dealerships serve as distribution and service centers rather than primary sales points. One thing is clear, this isn't going to be an easy transition. Dealerships have money, political power, and legal protections, and they aren't afraid to use them. The question now is whether Ford and Toyota have the resources and patience to outmaneuver them, or if they will be forced to make concessions to keep the peace. But as dealerships put up their fight, another major concern looms. How will Ford and Toyota handle logistics and supply chain disruptions when they take on the entire sales process themselves? The supply chain and logistics shift. Selling cars directly to consumers sounds revolutionary, but it comes with huge logistical challenges. Traditionally, dealerships absorbed much of the burden of inventory management, customer service, and financing. Now, Ford and Toyota must build out massive infrastructure to handle these operations themselves. One of the biggest concerns is inventory management. Under the dealership model, manufacturers shipped bulk orders to dealers, who then handled individual sales. Now, Ford and Toyota will need to store, distribute, and deliver vehicles efficiently, a challenge that requires an overhaul of their supply chains. To tackle this, Ford and Toyota are implementing new logistics strategies, including build-to-order manufacturing. Instead of mass-producing vehicles and sending them to dealership lots, Ford and Toyota are moving toward a pre-order system where vehicles are built specifically for each customer. Regional distribution centers. To speed up deliveries, automakers are setting up fulfillment hubs similar to Amazon warehouses, allowing them to quickly ship cars to customers instead of relying on traditional lots. Streamlined digital tracking. Ford and Toyota are investing in AI-powered logistics to optimize delivery routes, track shipments in real time, and ensure customers receive their vehicles with minimal delays. But what happens when things go wrong? Customers expect cars to be delivered quickly and seamlessly, but unlike smaller items purchased online, vehicles require extensive transportation logistics. Shipping delays, supply shortages, and unexpected demand spikes could result in months-long wait times for certain models. Tesla, which pioneered the direct-to-consumer model, still struggles with long wait times due to supply chain hiccups. If Ford and Toyota can't handle the logistics, their customers could face similar frustrations. Another challenge is servicing and repairs. Dealerships currently provide local support for warranty issues, vehicle maintenance, and recall fixes. Without dealerships, automakers must develop their own service network, something that could take years to scale properly. Ford and Toyota are exploring certified service centers, converting select dealerships into Ford and Toyota certified repair hubs to maintain a localized service presence. Mobile service units, deploying on-the-go technicians to handle basic maintenance and software updates at the customer's home. Subscription-based service models, offering customers premium memberships for priority service appointments and extended warranty coverage. The shift is not just about selling cars, it's about creating a whole new ecosystem that replaces everything dealerships use to handle. If Ford and Toyota can't build it fast enough, customers might miss the convenience of traditional dealerships. As automakers scramble to fix these logistical challenges, one thing is clear. This isn't just about revolutionizing car sales, it's about completely reshaping the future of vehicle ownership and servicing. But Ford and Toyota aren't the only ones watching. Other automakers, from General Motors to Volkswagen, are closely analyzing this transition to see if direct-to-consumer models can actually work at scale. If Ford and Toyota succeed, expect a wave of manufacturers to follow suit, leading to the biggest shift in automotive sales in a century. The fight is far from over, and the next few years will determine whether Ford and Toyota pave the way for the future or face an industry-wide backlash that forces them to retreat. As this battle heats up, what's next? How will consumers react? And will direct sales truly deliver the benefits Ford and Toyota are promising? The answers lie in the final part of this story. Lessons from Tesla. As Ford and Toyota make their bold move into the direct-to-consumer model, one company stands as the blueprint for success: Tesla. For years, Tesla has disrupted the auto industry by proving that cars can be sold without traditional dealerships. The question now is, can Ford and Toyota replicate this success, or will they face challenges Tesla never had to? Tesla's direct sales model has provided clear advantages: consistent pricing, no hidden fees, no dealership markups, and no stressful negotiations. Seamless online experience. Customers can configure and purchase their vehicle without ever stepping foot in a showroom. Tighter control over branding and sales. Tesla doesn't rely on independent dealerships, allowing it to maintain uniformity across all customer interactions. However, Tesla's journey hasn't been without challenges. The company faced fierce resistance from dealership associations and legal battles in multiple states. Many states initially banned Tesla from selling directly to consumers, forcing the company to lobby for legal changes or find creative loopholes, such as establishing galleries where customers could view cars but not purchase them on site. Ford and Toyota are much bigger companies with deeper ties to the traditional auto industry. Unlike Tesla, which started fresh with no existing dealership relationships, Ford and Toyota must navigate legal, political, and corporate roadblocks that Tesla never faced. Some key challenges Ford and Toyota will have to address. Franchise laws still protect many dealerships, especially in the U.S. Consumer expectations differ between luxury Tesla buyers and mass-market Ford-Toyota customers. Scaling a direct sales model for millions of cars annually requires massive logistical overhauls. Beyond these hurdles, Ford and Toyota must also perfect the digital shopping experience. Tesla's success is largely due to its user-friendly website and app-based sales model, where customers can easily customize their car, get instant pricing, and place an order in minutes. Ford and Toyota will need to invest heavily in digital infrastructure to match this level of convenience. Another important factor is customer service. Tesla owners often rely on mobile service units for repairs and maintenance, avoiding trips to service centers altogether. Ford and Toyota will need to develop similar systems to ensure that buyers don't experience gaps in support. The move away from dealerships is inevitable, but whether Ford and Toyota can successfully transition will depend on how well they adapt Tesla's playbook while overcoming the unique obstacles in their way. If done right, they could revolutionize car sales, but if mishandled, they risk alienating both customers and dealerships. With Tesla leading the charge, Ford and Toyota have a clear roadmap to follow, but their path forward will be anything but easy. The new car buying experience. So what does this all mean for the future of car sales? In the coming years, buying a car will look very different from what we've known for the past century. The direct-to-consumer model is reshaping the entire car buying experience, bringing both convenience and new challenges for consumers. What will change? No more dealership markups. Prices will be set directly by the manufacturer. Faster, streamlined purchases. Cars will be ordered online with just a few clicks, much like buying a smartphone. Enhanced customization. Customers will be able to build to order their vehicles rather than choosing from existing dealer inventory. More home deliveries and regional pickup centers. Instead of showroom visits, customers will get their cars delivered to their doorstep or pick them up from distribution hubs. However, there are also new concerns. Higher prices? Without competition from dealerships offering discounts, will car prices remain fair? Delays in delivery? Will Ford and Toyota's logistics be able to handle demand without traditional dealer stockpiles? Service and repairs? With dealerships playing a smaller role, who will take care of maintenance and warranty work? Ford and Toyota have a monumental challenge ahead as they build this new system from the ground up. Customers may love the simplicity of direct purchases, but the transition will take time, and there will be growing pains along the way. The shift from dealerships to direct sales is just one piece of a larger transformation in the auto industry. As technology advances, expect to see even more radical changes. AI-powered virtual showrooms where customers can test drive cars from their homes. Subscription-based car ownership models where users pay a monthly fee for access to different models. Autonomous vehicle services that reduce the need for personal car ownership altogether. One of the most significant aspects of this transformation will be data-driven sales. Automakers will now have full access to customer preferences, allowing them to refine their offerings, predict future demand, and even introduce dynamic pricing models. With this level of control, consumers may lose the ability to negotiate prices, instead facing algorithm-based pricing similar to airfare and hotel bookings. Additionally, insurance and financing options could be integrated directly into automakers' digital platforms, eliminating the need for third-party lenders and brokers. This could streamline the buying process but also raise concerns about interest rates and affordability. Ford and Toyota's decision to cut out dealerships isn't just a business strategy. It's a glimpse into the future of mobility. This shift is about more than just how cars are sold. It's about how they are owned, serviced, and even driven. As these changes unfold, one thing is certain: the automotive industry will never be the same again. The next few years will determine whether Ford and Toyota's gamble pays off or if they'll be forced to rethink their approach. Consumers will need to adapt to a world where they may never have to visit a dealership again, but also lose some of the bargaining power they once had. What do you think? Is this the beginning of a better car buying experience, or will it create new problems for consumers? The battle between automakers and dealerships isn't over yet, but one way or another, the future of car sales has arrived.